spoiler-free review for Sausage Party Foodtopia Season 2. Let's get to it. If you're into this kind of humor, which you probably are because you already saw Season 1, within the first 2 minutes, this will have you cracking up on the floor again. It is hilarious. And to be honest, I feel like they had a lot to live up to because the movie was hilarious. Then you had Season 1 come out. I was like, is this gonna be as good as the movie? And I honestly thought it was. And now Season 2, it's like, honestly, where can they even go from here? And somehow they did it again, and it is fantastic if you like this kind of humor, of course. Overall, the show is just a really fun time. I mean, all the types of jokes they make, the stereotypes, puns, whatever the clever things are, even taking plenty of pop culture references that happened this past year or further back, which, if you're wondering the Will Smith incident is in here, yes it is. And it is clever how they did it. Not to spoil too much. Now, my favorite character in this is definitely Sammy the Bagel, voiced by Edward Norton, which is absolutely hilarious. Just the voice alone is so good. And anytime he opens his mouth and talks, it's hilarious. And we go deeper into his story in this season, which is fantastic. And I know what you're thinking. How can this still be good when it's just food items and they're doing all this stuff? Honestly, I was asking the same question myself, but it continued to surprise me. They came up with a whole new idea and they are taking the story just further down the road, which is fantastic. And I think it all comes back to how I said earlier, they're telling like an actual story. They're just using food items and plenty of debauchery along the way. With that being said though, there's not as much sexual references as there were in the first. Yes, there are some, but they actually toned it down a little bit, I thought. And they did all other kinds of jokes, whether it was different puns, like I said, pop culture references, movie references, whatever it was. There's so many other ways they were making jokes in here, which made it absolutely hilarious and unbelievable. Also, it was interesting how they kind of took a real world look at some things that are going on nowadays and threw it in there, such as the American diet and how we're doing protein powders and all this stuff. It was interesting to kind of have it looked at another way and also, of course, with some comedy. Now, when it comes to things I didn't like, honestly, I really enjoyed the whole thing. It moved at a great pace, had the story behind it, plenty of jokes along the way. There's always a laughing moment. So it was a lot of fun overall. I really enjoyed it. And just a reminder, even though it is animated, this is not for kids. Well, at least in my opinion. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited for the next season. I didn't think this one would be good, and I didn't even know if there'd be a second. There is. It was fantastic, and I cannot wait for the next one. Have you seen it yet? Have you not? Let me know, and until the next one.